let the cat out of the bag. Queen's pal finally exposes Harry's dirty trick to steal her name. Mystery has surrounded the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's decision to call their daughter Lilibet since the BBC's royal correspondent, Johnny Diamond, claimed last year that they did not ask the Queen if they could use her family pet name. In response, Prince Harry and Meghan launched an unprecedented legal attack on the BBC, saying the story was false and defamatory. Their spokesman said, "The Duke spoke with his family in advance of the announcement. In fact, his grandmother was the first family member he called. During that conversation, he shared their hope of naming their daughter Lilibet in her honor. Had she not been supportive, they would not have used the name." Now, a friend of the royals has added to the mystery of what they did or didn't say in their telephone conversation with the monarch. Interior designer Nikki Haslam, whose royal pals include everyone from the Duchess of Cornwall to Prince Michael of Kent, claims the Queen had been under the impression that the child, who was born last June, would be named Elizabeth, and was taken aback to discover that the couple had, in fact, called her Lilibet. Says Haslam, "I heard he, Harry, rang her and said, 'We want to call our daughter after you, Granny.' She said, 'How charming of you, thank you,' thinking that it would be Elizabeth. So they got the permission, but they didn't say the name." What Haslam, 82, heard may, of course, be inaccurate, and we may never know where the truth lies. Lilibet has important sentimental connotations for the Queen because it was the name used in private for her by her father, George VI, and by her late husband, Prince Philip. Speaking on the Third Act podcast, Haslam goes on to question why Harry and Meghan didn't name the baby after the American former actress's mother instead. "Why on earth didn't they call that baby Doria?" he asks. "It's the prettiest name ever." It comes after a royal source says, Prince Charles had a very emotional meeting with grandchildren Lilibet and Archie when the Sussexes returned to the UK. The heir and wife Camilla are said to have been absolutely thrilled to spend time with Harry, Meghan and their children during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. The family kept a low profile during their return and enjoyed a private party at Frogmore Cottage for Lilibet's first birthday. Harry, who quit as a senior working royal in 2020, has previously had a troubled relationship with Charles. In his Oprah interview last year, he said his father had stopped taking his calls at one stage and even cut him off financially. But a senior royal source, speaking at the briefing of Clarence House's annual review, said it had been wonderful to have the Sussexes back in the country. "It was fantastic to see them. It was wonderful to have them back in Britain," the source said. The Prince and the Duchess were absolutely thrilled to see them. The Prince, of course, hasn't seen his grandson Archie for a bit of time, and so it was very, very, very special to have some time with him. He hadn't met Lily, his granddaughter, and so to meet her was very emotional, a very, very wonderful thing. It's understood Charles had previously told the family they were welcome to stay with him anytime they returned to the UK. Lily also met her namesake great-grandmother, the Queen, for the first time during the Jubilee. However, it's understood Her Majesty turned down Harry and Meghan's request for a photographer to document the meeting, in case the pictures appeared in the media. The royal source said of the Sussexes' financial independence, "Great credit to them. They said they wanted to transition to financial independence and that has now been achieved." Harry and Meghan secured multi-million-pound deals with Netflix and Spotify after moving to the US. Netflix